Welcome to MTB Cooking. Today we share with you the recipe of a coq au vin. It's a French dish with chicken, with red wine and lots of delicious ingredients. But let's start out by salting and peppering some chicken thighs. We have both upper and lower thighs. We will then coat these chicken thighs in a all-purpose flour, and we actually want to do this quite thoroughly so that we can get a nice browning on these chicken thighs, and the flour will help us obtaining that. Once we're done with all our chicken thighs, we can actually just, first of all, go over to a pan where we've just browned off some bacon so that it's nice and crispy. We've taken it off, and we'll actually use the bacon fat to brown off the chicken. So we use the same pan, same fat. It's gonna give a lot of really good taste to the chicken when we brown it off. We will turn these pieces of chicken around once we know that they're nice and golden brown on the skin side, because as you can see, these chicken thighs, they still have their skin on them and they still have the bone in them, which is really nice because those two elements are only going to give way more taste to the dish than if we didn't have it. So what we are doing, as you can see here, is we're making the second batch. We had quite a big portion of chicken and we could not let it all brown off at once. But the objective here is to really brown off the chicken on all sides. We take off the chicken and we use the same pan with the fat once again to roast off some mushrooms that we've just cut up gently. And as you can see, there's a lot of water in these that will evaporate. We salt, we pepper them to give them some good taste. We also add some minced garlic because that's actually going to give a lot of flavor to these mushrooms, and they will then in return give a lot of good flavor to the dish. We added on lemon juice that's going to give a nice, more soury touch to the mushrooms before then removing them from the pan. We've just put on a little bit of oil on the same pan. We're now browning off some onions that have been cut up just nicely, easily. And then after a few minutes, we could add in carrots and cubed celery. We added in minced garlic as well. It's going to give this nice, very, very deep flavor to the dish, which we do want to have. After a few minutes of just simmering away, we can add on some good red wine. We use a good French one here, of course. Coq au vin is a French dish, but you could use whatever good red wine you feel like adding. We also add in vegetable stock. It's going to give a lot of great liquids to this dish because, of course, during the cooking time, there will be some liquids evaporating. We add in some bay leaves, dried thyme, dried basil, and we add in this Worcestershire sauce, which is like an English sweet and sour sauce that's also just going to give a lot of good taste to the dish. After having added all these ingredients, we can just put the chicken back into the pan, now with the sauce, put on a lid, and actually let this whole shebang cook under the lid for 1 hour. It is, of course, possible to, during the cooking time, add in a little bit more of the vegetable stock. It's gonna avoid the pan from going dry. And of course, we do want a sauce with this dish because it is a big part of the whole dish. It is the sauce. After the 1 hour has gone by, we can take away the chicken from the pan and then actually occupy ourselves with the sauce because we want to just render it a little better before serving. So we actually skim off some of this excess fat which is on the surface of the sauce. After that, we can thicken it with a mix of flour and water that we have just mixed together. And that's actually going to thicken the sauce. So the more you pour in of this stuff, the thicker the sauce will go. And of course, this is also a bit subjective how thick you want your sauce, but it's very important to at least not have it being too liquidy. As you can see, we bring the sauce to a boil here because we do want the flavor of flour to go away. Afterwards, you can just pour back in those mushrooms, the bacon bits that are nice and crispy and are going to give a nice crunch to the dish. And then just salt and pepper and sugar to your liking. So this is going to add just a little bit of extra to the sauce. So of course, you'll have to taste it and see what does it need. We then put the chicken back into the sauce, and then we're actually ready to serve. We have cooked up some nice Italian penne pasta, and we've just cooked them al dente because that's going to give the best result when there's still a little bit of a bite to those pastas. Pour on just a little bit of olive oil before adding the sauce and the meat to the plate. If that's not delicious, then I don't know what is. As you can see, we have these big beautiful pieces of chicken with the bone and everything on, so it's gonna give this nice rustic look to the dish. We pour on plenty of that sauce. It's gonna be soaked up by the pasta and gonna go really nicely together. And we just drizzle on a slight bit of parsley that we have chopped up finely, just for that green touch at the end. As you can see, this is a very comforting meal. We have the tender chicken on the bones that we can easily tear off with the fork and just let ourselves dig into this dish with the flavorful sauce, the pasta that is a great accompaniment, and all in all, just a very nice French dish. Thanks a lot for watching MTB Cooking. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so yet. We look forward to seeing you in our next video, and bye bye.